Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Coach Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The reflection for the day continues from Surat Mahalla Chotha, the sixth composition of the fourth Nanak, Gur Ramdas. And in this sabad, the meditation on divine immanence continues. We have noticed the use of the word or the term or the pronoun Aape itself, a pointer to the Creator. So that metaphysical meditation that began with his compositions in Surat continues. And the emphasis is on impressing upon us how the One not only pervades everything, but is actually the doer, the experiencer, the cause, and the resolution of everything. So it's very layered and gives rise to a lot of questions. So let's consider the recitation first. Surat Mahalla Chotha, Aape Seva Laida Piara, Aape Bhagti Umaha, Aape Gun Gavainda Piara, Aape Sabad Samaha, Aape Lekhan Aap Likhari, Aape Lekh Likhaha. Aape, the beloved. The beloved itself is what draws us into service, into devotion. Aape Seva Laida Piara. And it stirs the heart to devotion. Aape Bhagat Umaha. Umaha is a longing, a desire. And it is the one who makes us sing its virtues. Aape Gun Gavainda. What that means is, it is the one that motivates us to cultivate, to assimilate its virtues. Recall in the previous Shabad, virtues are not something that the ego develops. These are cosmic attributes that one magnetizes oneself with and then melts into. The Shabad, Aape Sabad-a-day. Aape Lekhan Aap Likhari, Aape Lekh Likhaya. It is the script of our fate. It is the writer and it is the pen. Aap Likhari, Aap Lekh Likhaya. So when we say devotion to the self, we need to understand that the Divine Presence is not merely the recipient of devotion, but in fact it is the force that inclines us towards devotion, that pulls us. It's like a gravitational pull. So when you feel inspired to serve, to remember, it's not the ego, but it is the gravitational pull of the self. And in the Rahau, Mere man jap Ram naam umaha, Mere man jap. This is the central injunction. Jap, utter. But it doesn't mean mechanical uttering. It does, of course, mean vocal articulation, because sound and words have meaning and they make an impression on our minds. So this is a process that we have to get into. So mere man jap, and through jap, because the jap here is an activity, jap Ram naam umaha. When you do jap, or contemplate, reflect, vocalize, do kirtan, then within the mind arises a longing for wisdom. And that is what we need to do. So, mere man jap Ram Naam Umaha, so you may be filled with longing. Andin Anand hove vadpagi. Andin Anand hove vadpagi. What that means is that if you were to do that, you become a vadpagi, a fortunate one, because now you live in bliss, andin, continuous state of harmony, inner fullness. Le gure pure haralaha. Le gure. Le gure means to adopt the Guru's teachings, the perfect Guru, and earn the profit of Hari Laha. Laha is profit, wisdom. The second verse, Aape Gopi Kaan hai Piara. Gopi, the beloved, is the joy of the milkmaids, if you will. Now this is mythology. Gopi, Kaan hai Piara, Krishna. So, Guru Ram Das is using this metaphor of Krishna and the milkmaids in an embrace to indicate to us that it is actually the beloved. The longing that the gopis have for Krishna, called Kaan here, it is all the same self. Ban aape gau charaha. It is the one who herds and the one who plays the flute. Aape Seva Sundara. This is an epithet for Krishna, the dark one, the beautiful one. It is the dark and shining one. Aape Vansavajaha, the one who plays the bansuri, the flute. Kuvalya Peed Aap Marayanda, the one who takes the pain of the lotus hearts and then appears as a child, meaning innocence. So the Guru is saying to awaken that inner longing, Umaha. Not routine repetition, as we have seen, but burning love, deep yearning, so that your day and night becomes bliss. And the Gurupura doesn't just teach, the Gurupura awakens that remembrance. So remember, when the Guru says jap, it is not mechanical chanting. It is, but it isn't. It is more of an awakened state of presence and intimacy. And it is a gift of grace, not simply effort alone. And then the imagery of Krishna Leela that we see. It is not to promote Krishna worship. The point is non-dual. The gopis, the Krishna, the flute, the herds, even the pain, they are all the one, playing all these roles. So, while the Puranas refer to these images as are mythological, here it is metaphysical insight. And the insight is that all roles, all lovers, all beloveds, all players and instruments are manifestations of one consciousness. This is all self-revelation. Furthermore, Aap Akhada Painda Piara. Aap Akhada Painda. Akhada is an arena. This world is the arena. It sets the stage. Karavik hai Aape Chojaha. So it sets up the arena and then watches its own drama unfold. Karabalak Roop Upayanda Piara. Karabalak. Again, continuing with the Krishna story, adopts the role of a child. Aap balak roop upayanda pyara, chandur kansa kesa maraha, and then vanquishes evil in the form of Kansa, who was also his uncle. But that's mythology. The Guru is using that mythology to make a point, a metaphysical point. Aape hi bar aap hai pyara. This strength is also the one. The strength undoes the strong who walk in a prideful way. So all drama that we see is divine self-enactment. Even spiritual warfare is not man versus man, but truth versus delusion, where truth fights delusion using the forms of time. And then the concluding verse, Sabya pe jagat upayanda pyara. This whole world, this turning world, is a manifestation. Vas ape jugat hathaha. Vas ape. It controls it through a method that it has in its hand. It has the key. Galjevari ape payanda pyara. Galjevari, around our necks is the news of time. He leads by quiet command. Jo prabh khinche tyon jaha, and as it pulls, so we move. Jo garbe so pachasi pyara. Jo garbe, the proud will eventually fall. The falls will fade, but lovers will ever stand. Pachasi pyara, jap Nanak pagat samaha. So Nanak sinks in love. So the whole world is created, it is sustained and moved by the one hand. Gal Jevari, a leash, a halter. We are all tethered to Hukam. No one moves of their own will. And those who are inflated with pride, Jo Garba, will eventually rot. Pachasi. They're disconnected from the flow. So ego dissolves not by suppression, but by seeing that there is really no I. This is a realization. To see that only the one is moving through all. And then devotion becomes the final absorption. Union by alignment, not by effort. Vaheguru Ji ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji ki Fateh.